All right, boys, Happy New Year from the GTOWN commissioner and assistant commish. Before we get going, though, Healer, this is for you. I called you out. I told you I was coming. This was my year. What did you do? You respond by ripping on my hat. So what I did is you said, I can't recognize that green hat, that Breathe hat. So I got a red one here. Try that, Healer. So –
you could almost rock a ponytail over there, bro.
oh, there'd be a lot of gray in it too. So, yeah, so it was a great year. And I'm not just saying that because I got my first title, although that does help a lot. Great year of fantasy. Kamesh, why don't you speak to it as the authoritative voice of the GTOWN All-Stars?
Well, a huge congrats to you, bro. It was a long time coming. Having, I think, like 10 more regular season wins than anybody in league history, but no finals appearance, and now bringing home that title. Props to you. You earned it. You were, I think, one of the three that would have been very deserving, along with Schwab or Verge, that kind of was really strong all year long. Spent a lot of time towards the top of the power ranking. So congratulations. I know it's got to feel really good.
Yep, it does feel good. I was competing in a championship in another league, which I lost. Basically due to lack of production from Ty Montgomery and Julio. So it was interesting cheering for Julio in one league and then hoping it doesn't go off in the other league. So, but it didn't even compare. I was like, I could care less. I mean, I still got $20, got my $10 back, doubled it. And Durham was like, which one would you rather win? I'm like, bro, it's not even close. You take the 90, I'll take the 20 and the GTOWN trophy for the next 10 months, and we'll call it good, man.
There we go.
So it feels great. Yeah, I feel like it just felt like, okay, I got that off. I can play loose and relax the next couple years, not feel the pressure. And it really comes down to it was 12:45 3 Sundays ago, and I was just getting smoked. And I put Crowder, pulled him, and put Cooks in. That's where the season was saved.
Give us a little walkthrough of how you were feeling during that championship. I mean, I was at Disneyland. I checked my phone, and Tyreek Hill had just ripped off like a 70-yard touchdown run, and then I checked it again at halftime, and Kelsey had gone crazy, like an 80-yard touchdown catch. And I thought, oh, my gosh, Schwab's going to pull this thing off. I want to hear your thoughts on how you were feeling.
Yeah, so that Sunday night game, I wasn't even thinking about Schwab.
Yeah.
I was only thinking about, okay, Monday night, Ezekiel can't go for 300 yards and a score or 203 scores, which to me felt like a real possibility. I mean, the guy's just been silly. And so I wasn't even thinking about Schwab. So I turned off the football, was hanging out with the kids. We played a game, got done with it. It was about middle of the second quarter. I flipped my phone on. I look at Schwab's squad, and he's got like 500 or 600 fantasy points, middle of the second quarter. And all of a sudden, he's projected to actually beat me by 400 or 500 this week, and which would make him beat me over, because I think he was down 380 or something. So he was actually projected to win at the halftime of that Kansas City game. So it was not just one night of misery, like, because the Ezekiel Elliott after the 55-yard touchdown run, that was another. It was back-to-back nights of just going, can I hold on? But yeah, it was great when I saw the game flow change for Kansas City. They got up by a little bit, started running the ball. I was like, okay, I'm set.
Well, and their Kansas City defense that you had closed so strong, that kind of put it away.
Yeah, that was huge. Yeah, 3 turnovers in the fourth quarter.
Block kick, that was big time.
Yeah,
that was fun. Real quick story from California. We were in a Buffalo Wild Wings trying to watch the Hawks Arizona game, and my brother-in-law is a hardcore Raider fan. And there were a bunch of Raiders, and this is Northern California, a bunch of Raiders in the Buffalo Wild Wings. And we had to leave early to go to the Christmas church service, and he had already left. He's preaching. He's the pastor, so he had already taken off. And so it's us, some Seahawks, and a bunch of these Raider fans. And that was right when Derek Carr snapped his leg, and I just went, oh, my gosh, their season. They were all so excited about things. They were taking it to the Colts, and then right then their season flashed before their eyes and it was all over. So that was rough.
I hate seeing that. I hate guys getting hurt. It sucks. It's one of the parts of the game I don't like. As much as I love fantasy, I don't ever think I want that guy to get hurt. Now, I do think it'd be nice if he was out for a half.
Yeah.
I've thought that before, but I've never – I'd much rather a guy be healthy and me lose the title.
Yeah.
Get a real injury. It's horrible. I don't like it.
Okay, what else we got on the docket?
So I think we got to play a what-if game with Schwab. If he's got Melvin Gordon and Julio healthy, what happens there? What's your prediction? It's a what-if. There's a lot of what-ifs, but that really is an interesting one because Gordon was awesome when he was healthy.
Yeah, he was. Yeah, I mean, what did Schwab end up losing to you by?
About 200.
Okay, so I think he was down 270 going into the last week, and you guys were about even, so right around 270.
I beat me by 1 point in the last week, 1922 to
1923, yeah. And I think he beat Healer by 1 or 2 points for that last prestige point. He snuck into second place.
Yes.
Healer needed 1 more yard out of Zeke, and he would have taken it. Yeah, I mean, it's tough to speculate. I mean, missing Julio for a week, I felt like he had better running back depth. He was throwing in. I mean, Fitzgerald didn't close strong, so the receivers were a little less tasty. You got to think, though, if you had both those guys over 2 weeks, could they each outperform? They would have needed to outperform by about 70 points each, the guy who came in for him. I mean, there's a really strong shot that Schwab would have won a title.
I'm saying if Gordon and Julio are healthy, he wins this thing outright.
Quite possible.
Yeah. I mean, I think the difference was Kelsey at tight end.
Yeah.
So let's talk about this for a second. I put this on the message board, but guys aren't checking that anymore. So real quick, give me your overachievers this year and players. I want to hear what Kelsey would be near the top of that list. I thought he was a top 5, probably about a 5 to 7 tight end. He was number 1 by a lot.
Yeah.
Melvin Gordon.
Yeah.
I had Melvin Gordon, Matt Jones, and Jeremy Langford, all my sophomore running backs in a tier. And I'm going to get 1 or 2 of them. So in this league, I got Matt Jones, and we know where that went. And then in my other league, I got Jeremy Langford, who I traded before the season started for Drew Brees. That went well. But Melvin Gordon was incredible this year.
Yeah, and after a rough rookie campaign, didn't really see that coming. That was huge.
Yeah.
Gosh, I'm trying to think of who really stepped up this year.
Yep.
A lot of disappointing receivers, but
okay, let's talk about some of those.
Tyreek.
Which ones?
Tyreek Hill came out of nowhere.
Tyreek was awesome, man. Tyreek was awesome. Okay, so give us your busts. Obviously, you got DeAndre and Gurley leading that list.
Yeah.
I think Brandon Marshall.
Yeah, ugly.
Terrible, man.
I mean, if you don't include injury guys, why is this hard for me to think of anybody? There's some other backs in there that.
Oh yeah, well, like Forte started out strong, but was just.
I mean, like Gronk and Peterson and guys like that were because of injury, not. Although Peterson's performance when healthy for a couple games was pretty terrible too, but.
Edelman wasn't good until like the last couple weeks.
I expected a bounce back season from Randall Cobb, and he was terrible.
Terrible. I would put like Devontae Adams on the overachieving list.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Golden Tate was another one. It took him like half a season to get going. I thought he was going to have a nice year. He was droppable for after about week 8, and then he started getting going. Gosh, I'd have to go and do a little research. Off the top of my head, I'm struggling here.
Yeah. Okay. Well, it was
Allen Robinson.
Oh, big time, man.
Wow.
Horrible.
So bad.
Everything with Jacksonville was just underachieving. It was horrendous.
They were a nightmare.
Yep. Obviously, overachiever, Zeke Elliott. I was dead wrong on that. The guy's a freak, man.
Who's going to be the most expensive pick next year?
I would say Le'Veon Bell, but I'm probably going to keep him. I'm debating between Le'Veon Bell for $49 or Bilal Powell for $1. whatever.
Well, we might have to do an off-season vlog and just look through keeper options for guys because that's
Totally.
fascinating right there.
I mean, Le'Veon Bell, I feel like is the highest ceiling guy in the NFL. He is crazy.
You're gonna save at least 20, probably more like $25 keeping him. So that's
I think he'd go for 75, maybe 80.
What's our record? I think our record's 72 right now.
Marshawn.
Antonio Brown went for 72. Was Marshawn the 72 before? I think you're right.
I thought it was 74.
McCoy, I think, a couple years ago after his 18 touchdown season. So, yeah, we'll have to go look a few things up. But
what did you pay for LaShawn this year?
I paid 50 or 51, right? Low 50s.
Are you going to keep McCoy?
I doubt it. I don't know. I haven't really thought a whole lot. Dude, every year since we've gone to auction, I have had no keeper options. It's been rough. So I figured that was over. I'd buy Rawls and I'd get him for 2 years. But now, shoot, honestly, maybe CJ Prozise.
Yeah.
I have no idea. McCoy was awesome this year. Totally was as good or better than I thought he would be. But I'm not sure I'd be ready to spend 70 on him in a draft. And that means I might only save 10 or $15. I don't know. We'll see. I think David Johnson, Le'Veon, and Zeke Elliott will be – David Johnson will be kept, so that won't matter. But those are your guys that are going to be pushing for the new record.
Now, is David Johnson – what's Verge got to pay for him? $1 again?
Yeah, so we'll need to – we really should maybe –
10 years from now, is it still going to be like, I'm keeping David Johnson for $1?
Well, you only get 2 years.
2 years. Okay.
That's already established. So Odell's done for Wood. He's got to keep somebody else. So I like Gentry's idea of maybe I don't want to add a third year. I don't want guys to stay for too long. But I like the idea of maybe the second year there's an extra fee if you're going to keep them again.
That's fair. Yeah.
A lot of leagues do that. So
yeah, I think we do need to reward guys for taking a risk and seeing a guy pay off. I think that changes the draft strategy, right? Like I'm getting more guys that are potential keepers. I'm thinking through that. But then I like there being an end to that and also a little bit of cost of – because if not, man, keeping David Johnson 2 years for $1, that's almost like how do you come back from that?
Well,
for the rest of us.
The thing, like when we used to do a snake draft and you had one or two keepers with no penalty.
Yeah.
It rewarded just good drafting in general. With auction – all the guys that you spend a ton of money on, you're probably not going to keep because they're so expensive because of the penalty.
Yeah.
So I feel like it's more luck. No offense to Verge or Wood, but the guys, I mean, Odell for 2 years and David Johnson for 2 years are by far the best keeper options we've ever had, and both of them were picked up mid-season. They weren't even drafted. I mean, I drafted David Johnson, but dropped him mid-season. So there's a huge luck factor and less skill factor, I feel like, with the keeper setup. But
yep. Yeah, Coop's going to have some interesting options with, Jay Ajayi.
Yeah, how much do you trust that?
Robert Kelly. He's got two guys that are – where are those guys at next year? I don't know.
Where? Spencer coming back? Yeah. The offseason's going to be very interesting. So.
Yep. All right. Well, we'll come back with the offseason vlog here in a couple months?
Sure.
All right. Playoff predictions?
Geez, the Hawks are just – it's the Patriots, I think their challenge will come from Kansas City or the Steelers. I could see an upset there. I'll be one of those three teams. NFC, I mean, the Packers are hot. Dallas is tough. I could see Atlanta.
Matt Ryan is incredible.
He's playing incredible. That's your MVP right there. If he doesn't get it, it's wrong, in my opinion.
Yeah, I'm going to say Pittsburgh Steelers, and I'm going with the Pack.
Wow.
I think it's going to be it's bold predictions. It's safe to say Dallas and New England.
Yeah.
But I'm going to say offense here. I think two offenses get hot, and Green Bay just does something. I think Green Bay wins it this year.
I think I don't know. I've never been sold on Dallas all year. I think I'm going to take Atlanta, and I'm probably going to go New England. I think I'm going to play it safe in the AFC.
Yeah, I think that's fair.
So That's going to be my pick right there. I don't want the Patriots to win another one.
I don't want the Patriots to win. As long as the Patriots don't win, I'm happy.
But yeah, Atlanta, I like Matt Ryan, those backs, Julio, Dan Quinn, so that'd be fun.
Yeah, I agree. Atlanta, I'd be totally down with them winning it. But Seattle, I just want them to show up against Detroit.
Gosh, please show up all playoffs. I still think when we're playing well, what happened to the team that beat New England on the road on a short week?
Exactly.
I don't know, man.
All right, buddy. Well, hey, guys, happy 2017. And it's going to be a great fantasy year. We'll kick it off in about 7-8 months. It's going to be awesome.
Can't wait to start doing some research this week.
Yeah, that's right. See ya.
See you guys.